Hi everybody, it's Alex and Coco here. Thank you so much for all the support that you've been giving us this week. And hopefully in our next match, a lot of you will come out and watch.
Yeah, thank you guys for all the support. Super happy to be playing with Alex, and hope you guys can keep supporting us. And we don't like Team Coachella, so pick a name.
Okay, so another name maybe. Another name. Okay. Bye.
Alex Eala is on an absolute tear right now. And after punching her ticket through Australian Open qualifying, she's officially getting that well-earned star treatment. This time around, she was spotted on the practice court training with Coco Gauff. And listen, both of them were clearly locked in, maximizing every second they shared. Aryna Sabalenka might want to stay alert because Eala and Coco are sitting in the same section of the draw as her. And if either one of them, playing like this, ends up across the net from Sabalenka, hold up. It's not going to be an easy day at the office. The tennis world is buzzing right now because what just went down on those practice courts was nothing short of electric. When two rising forces in women's tennis link up like this, you already know something special is loading. Alex Eala, the young Filipina standout who's been steadily turning heads across the tennis scene, has officially secured her Australian Open spot through qualifying and isn't wasting a second. She's out there grinding with none other than Coco Gauff, the American juggernaut who's already proven she belongs at the very top tier of the sport. What really makes this collaboration hit different is the timing. Both players are hungry, both are insanely talented, and both are clearly aiming to make loud statements at the Australian Open. The chemistry between them on the practice court is undeniable. You can literally see them pushing each other to levels they don't reach alone. This isn't a light hit or a friendly rally session. This is business, serious business, and the intensity they're bringing to every single drill tells you just how committed they are to leveling up. Now let's get into what Eala has been zeroing in on during these sessions, because this is where it gets really interesting. The serve has been a huge point of emphasis, and watching Coco work with Alex on this key part of her game has been incredible to see. Eala was completely dialed in, fully focused on every piece of feedback Coco was giving her. You could watch her making adjustments on the fly, fine-tuning her ball toss, cleaning up her hip rotation, and really working to add power and consistency from the service line. Coco stayed right there with her, dropping gems and sharing insights she's picked up from competing at the highest level. She was breaking down the mechanics and explaining the small details that separate a solid serve from an elite one. Eala soaked it all in like a sponge, asking questions, experimenting with different techniques, and you could literally watch her serve sharpen as the session went on. This is exactly the type of mentorship and collaboration that can flip a player's game almost overnight. Having access to someone like Coco, who's already been there and done that on the biggest stages in tennis, is priceless for a player like Alex, who's still carving out her place on tour. Now let's pause and be very clear about one thing. Coco still looked incredibly strong and dominant on that court. She's operating at a truly elite level right now, and even in practice, you can visibly see the gap that experience and development create. In a lot of areas, Coco was still ahead of Alex.
But here's where it gets exciting. Listen to this. If Alex keeps getting opportunities to train with Coco like this, if they continue to push one another consistently, this has the potential to turn into a dangerous duo on the WTA. We're talking about a connection that could seriously reshape women's tennis for years to come. The contrast in their styles is actually what makes this partnership work so well. Coco brings that American power game, championship experience, and the first-hand knowledge of what it takes to battle the very best players in the world week after week. Alex brings fresh energy, raw hunger, and an eagerness to learn that's honestly contagious. When you blend those qualities, something special happens. You get players who elevate one another, who pull the best out of each other, and who create an environment where growth is inevitable. But Alex isn't just sharpening her serve. She's been putting real work into her volleys too, and that's a major development for her overall game. The net game has clearly been another key focus during these sessions. You can see her attacking the net with more confidence, better precision, and sharper instincts. She's no longer glued to the baseline. She's evolving into a complete player, someone who can hurt you from anywhere on the court. This kind of all-around development is what separates good players from great ones. Alex understands that improving everything, every tool in the toolbox, is what's going to help her succeed at the highest level. She's not putting all her eggs in one basket. She's not obsessing over just one shot or leaning on one strength. She's building a complete game, a well-rounded arsenal that can threaten any opponent on any surface. The volleys she was hitting in practice were sharp and clean. You could see her dialing in her footwork, making sure she was perfectly positioned to finish points at the net. She was drilling her split steps, her reaction time, and her ability to read where the ball was going next. Those are the little details that make a massive difference when the pressure is high and the points truly matter. And honestly, what's most heartwarming about all of this is that Alex and Coco genuinely seem to enjoy being around each other. This isn't some manufactured link-up or a cheap publicity play. You can feel the mutual respect between them, the way they talk through points, laugh between drills, and hype each other up after clean winnies. That's real friendship layered on top of serious competitive fire, and honestly, that combination is rare and beautiful in pro sports. Fans have absolutely picked up on it, and they're losing their minds over this duo. Social media has been flooded with clips from their practice sessions, with fans from the Philippines and the United States rallying together behind this partnership.
People are excited because they're watching two young elite talents who clearly represent the future of women's tennis. And they've got a front row seat to see them prepare for one of the biggest tournaments of the year. They teamed up ahead of the Australian Open, and it's becoming crystal clear that this power pairing could run the WTA for years. Think about it for a second. You've got Coco, already a Grand Slam champion, already proven she can win the biggest matches against the biggest names. Then you've got Alex, just breaking through, qualifying for the Australian Open off pure grit and skill, now learning directly from one of the best in the world. When both of them are locked in, when they're firing on all cylinders, they're going to be nightmare matchups for everybody else on tour. And Sabalenka? Yeah, she might be feeling like this is starting to get out of hand. Here's why that matters. Sabalenka is the defending Australian Open champion. She's one of the most dominant forces in women's tennis right now, and she's in the same section of the draw as Coco and potentially Alex. Just imagine what's going through her mind. She's watching these two train together, improve together, and push each other to higher levels. And she knows that if she runs into either one of them at peak form, it's going to be an all-out battle. The psychological side of this can't be ignored. Seeing potential opponents sharpening each other's weapons at such a high level has to plant at least a seed of concern. Sabalenka is a champion, and champions don't scare easily. But she's also sharp enough to know when something real is taking shape. And listen, what's happening with Alex Eala and Coco Gauff right now is undeniably special. This Australian Open is lining up to be straight up explosive. And this training partnership between Alex and Coco has injected yet another must-watch storyline into the tournament. We're literally watching the future of women's tennis unfold in real time.